Hey, what's up, everyone? Let's do an audio check, and I'm going to get my other chat up, and we'll get started. But yeah, let me know if you guys can hear me. And I'm not late today. It's been a while since I've been on time, at least this on time. But yeah, audio check, and it looks like notification came through. That's damn on time today. Yeah, hopefully everybody is doing well. It is Thursday, and it is 62 degrees, raining, and just yesterday it was like 27. So that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, let me get the second chat up. And today we are doing the Veterans Coral Pack giveaway. I told you guys that I'll be doing that every single month at the first live stream of every month. And yeah, audio check, audio check. Just wait for people to get in. Here we go. We got some people. Just waiting. Hope you can hear me. Yes, very warm this afternoon. Good. Okay, cool. All right. There's definitely a delay between the chat and everything. I don't know exactly what it is. I think it's like 20 seconds or something between chat and or you guys hear me and then coming through. But good. Awesome. Glad you guys are here. Yeah, so it is stupid hot outside. I have my veterans hunt on Saturday, which we didn't get to go last year because of COVID, but I'm super stoked for this. It's great. It's private land. 30 of us veterans go out. They like make us a bunch of food and donuts and all sorts of stuff, which I can't have this year because I'm cutting, which we'll talk about here in a second. But they feed us and then they take us out on the ATVs and they have the hunting spots already set up. We hunt. As soon as we shoot something, we call. They come and get it, track it down, come and get it, bring it back, gut it and everything, and then we just throw it in the truck and we hang out and for a little while. Then they go from there. It's awesome. Been doing it for about 5 years. I think I shot my very first deer there. But yeah, so I have a buck and a doe tag for Saturday. So we'll see what happens. I haven't had any luck here locally. Archery season was a bust. And then I haven't gone out in rifle season yet. I usually don't go to public land in rifle season. There's too many crazies. But yeah, so fun fact today, I was at training and I bent, even though I cut my nails really short, I got it stuck in between the mat and I bent my big toenail in half backwards. So I literally just bled out on the mat. I'm like, okay, well, this match is over. So that pretty much ended my night. I ended up coming home early. I didn't do my second hour of training because it just wouldn't stop bleeding. But it's pretty gross. Like literally bent it in half. I was like, oh boy. So not the greatest feeling in the world. I didn't really realize it because there's other pains that you're dealing with at the moment, and then you look down, you're like, oh, there's blood everywhere. Okay, well, I gotta stop. So yeah, speaking of that, I have my very first fight in January 22nd, and it's the 186 pound and lower, like 165 to 185 pound weight class. Right now, I'm like 203, so I got some cutting to do, and yeah, so it's gonna be it's gonna be a rough 50 some on days to cut weight. If not, I'll just fight in the higher bracket, but I definitely want to fight that bracket because it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to here. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Go ahead and put your questions in, reef related, non-reef related. I'm gonna try to go for at least 30 minutes tonight. Feeling a little stuffy, and if I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm exhausted, so I'm ready for bed. But yeah, quick shout out to everybody who supported the channel during the Black Friday sale. It was pretty good. You guys are definitely supporting and continuing to, even though everything around us is kind of going to crap, you guys are still choosing to spend your money on the site, which I definitely appreciate. So we're going to just go ahead and answer a couple questions, and then we're going to do the veterans giveaway probably at like the 10 or 15 minute mark, just to make sure that you guys get that. And then we'll go from there. Let's see if we got anything. Let me scroll up. Well, from messaging you about the skimmer lid to your live stream, I came. Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, once we're done with the stream, we'll head back over and we'll get the custom stuff taken care of. Had somebody reach out to me today who wanted me to build a custom roller mat from scratch for a sump that's not here. I'm waiting for the measurements to come in. I'm debating if I can actually do it because it's a lot of work in itself, but then to do it on a tank that's not even here or a sump that's not even here makes it even harder. Yeah, it's a lot of work. So we'll see. Yeah, it's very warm this afternoon. You can start now. I'm here. What's up, Brandon? Best name. I was actually just talking to my brother. He had to go for some reason, so I'll call him back after we get out of here. Trav, I need some answers today, bro. Hope you took Ginacopa. What the hell is that? I don't even know what that is. Is that something worth Googling? I'm gonna Google it anyways. We'll see what the heck that is. This better not be bad, man. Oh man, some of the stuff because I can't read, so I figured I'd Google it and then get an idea what the hell you're talking about. Oh, speaking of stuff, my kid actually had. I was gonna post a picture of it, and I might still do it. But somebody brought baby kangaroos to his school, and he got to hang out with baby kangaroo. What is this shit? That's what does it use to treat? Oh, altitude sickness prevention. Oh, I don't know. It's like a herb or something. But yeah, so they brought baby kangaroos to his school, which was pretty funny. He's like, "Yeah, I just hang out with kangaroos." I'm like, "Must be nice, man." I have to go to Australia to see him now, and they just bring him to Harrisburg for him. But yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody? Sounds good. Loud and clear. Thank you. Thank you. What's up, Murphy? Andrea's in the house. Maybe 1.5 inches still too long. What are we talking about? Did I miss something? I don't know. I think I missed something. Okay. Any tips on getting good polyp extension for my SPS? My SPS colors look good, but no polyp extension. Well, what's your flow like in there? Do you have? Well, it's either you have too much flow directly blasting the colony, or you don't have enough. Variance or just enough flow in general. Usually nutrients are pretty good. They are a pretty big factor when it comes to polyp extension. But if your coloration is good, and everybody's idea of good is different. I would say if it's, if you look around on non-filtered websites where they can show you an actual decent picture of a coral, and it's pretty close to that, then your coloration is pretty good. But usually when you have lower nutrients, polyp extension is pretty crappy. If your flow is blasting the colony, usually the polyp extension isn't that great as well. And you also notice if you blast a colony, and I've seen this in the 125 because it wasn't really a wide tank and I had a lot of flow. And for my bird's nest colony in the back, I actually had a powerhead that was kind of hitting it pretty often, and it actually grew different. It grew like as if flow was hitting it the entire time, which it was. And the tips always died off really quickly and turned brown, and then it finally grew over and just kept doing that. But the whole colony just grew totally different. But that said, if you can bounce excessive, like a lot of flow off like the glass or the bottom of the tank, or just do swirling effects without actually blasting the colony, that should help improve polyp extension. Also, just double check your nutrients to make sure they're good. And then, like I said, you said they look good. Your corals look good, the color wise, but look around just to make sure that your idea of good is acceptable. If that makes any sense. I'm not saying that you don't know what you're talking about. I'm just saying that sometimes we think a brown coral with a hint of green looks good. I mean, I've had plenty of clients say, "Hey, this coral looks awesome," and then you just comes to find out that they have a ton of excess nutrients and it's browning out, but they still think it's good. So just make sure that you can, you're seeing all the colorations that are supposed to be in that coral, and go from there. So, but yeah, double check your flow and your nutrients. Hey, thoughts on adding in wrasses after tangs, or is that a bad idea? I don't think that's an issue at all. I have never once had a wrasse and a tang have any problems. I mean, rest in peace for my little Melanoris wrasse, but that dude has never bothered a single tang, and vice versa. They just kind of do their own thing. I mean, if you want to add a bunch of tangs in after adding tangs, you might have an issue, but maybe there's like my knowledge of wrasses is like yellow coarse wrasse, 6-line wrasses, Melanoris wrasses, that kind of stuff. So all these other fancier types of wrasses might be aggressive. Who knows? I haven't dealt with them, so I probably can't give you the best information for that. But I've never once seen or heard of a wrasse going after a tang, or vice versa, ever. But then again, I'm no pro here. I'm no 20-year pro, so I mean I could be wrong. But yeah, I don't think it should be an issue, at least from my experience. Get you bro on live stream. What's up? Get my bro on live stream. My brother, I don't know if he would do the live stream. He's a lot different than I am. It's a good guy. He's just a lot different than me. I get kangaroos on my front yard every day. They are annoying and rip up my lawn. Yeah, with those freaking dagger feet. yeah, I can imagine they rip up a lot of stuff. Or maybe they use their claws. I don't know. Either way, they're both deadly. But yeah, I mean, you deal with kangaroos and I deal with crackheads. So we have our own problems, right? So, yeah. Drilled the BJJ 65, wasn't digging it at all. But put eShops Overflow when I break in, put 2 weeks wide open. You're talking about for the overflow? Yeah, Jared, you're gonna have to hit me up on like private chat because I don't think we're getting enough information across via this chat system. I don't know what we're talking about here. Drilled a BJJ 65, wasn't digging the all-in-one. Got it. Put in the eShops Overflow. When I break in, run 2 weeks wide open. I mean, when it comes to the overflow, just dial it into the flow of the tank that what your return pump is. I don't really understand the whole wide open versus not being open, if that makes any sense. Yeah, we can clarify outside. If you hit me up on the website, I can give you a little bit better answer unless you want to add more details below. Oh, you see you are texting more. 1 second, or adding more. How fast? CA. Okay, here. How many fish are in your low boys? Is more than one tang, foxface, in a 60-gallon frag tank too much? Well, I have smaller fish in my low boys, and speaking of that, rest in peace to my well, I don't know. It's a I forgot what type of clownfish it was. Let me see if I can find him. Clarky, yeah, it was a Clarky clownfish. Yeah, I don't need a picture of it. Rest in peace to him. He was like kind of blind, like he couldn't see, so he's always like at the top of the tank. Well, my kid found him on the floor today, so he did fish aside last night, which really sucks because he used to come up and I used to pet him because he was apparently he couldn't see shit, but he found his way out of the tank. So rest in peace to him. But either way, when it comes to my low boys, it depends on the size of the tang. Right now, I have 2 hippo tangs and 1 low boy, but they're only about 3 inches long, so I can get away with that. I usually it's depending on what I'm putting in the low boy too. So if it's just a disc tank like I have now, where I just keep corals growing out, I'll probably throw in 2 or 3 tangs, relatively small. I usually don't add very large fish to the low boys, and I usually don't add too many expensive fish because it is a pretty shallow tank. And like I said, rest in peace, Mr. Clarky. He's not the only fish to jump out of those tanks, and I've had fish jump out of the 13-inch tall tub as well. So I mean, even that's not safe. But either way, I usually don't do too many. I think every frag tank should definitely have a fox face because they're so good. Even if you don't have algae, they're so good at keeping the frag plugs nice and clean, even just from little dustings of diatoms, whatever else you got going on in there. They just do really well with cleaning stuff. And I'd say just add a couple small tanks, so a fox face and a couple small tanks in a frag tank of a 60-gallon is definitely enough. Once those fish get big, you're gonna have to relocate them. So just be ready for that. How fast can I safely drop phosphates from 0.2 to 0.03? Well, as long you just got to be careful. 0.03 is pretty low. I mean, I wouldn't go down that low. That's too close to dino territory. So, I mean, 0.07 maybe. I mean, 0.07 to 0.05. Sorry, 0.07 to 0.15 is kind of where I would stay in between. But yeah, I would be careful. I would say it depends on what's in your tank right now. If you have all SPS, then you definitely need to go slow because they need to adjust to that levels. You end up getting crappy polyp extension, and then you never know if you drop them too quickly. And say you have a spike in elk or anything along the lines with that while you're dropping those nutrients, you could possibly start some STN. So I would say drop it over a week. Just go slow. And I mean, you're not really, I mean, you're high, but you're not crazy high. I mean, do you have cyanobacteria growing yet? I mean, this is about the time where you'll start seeing it in the overflow and behind the rocks and dead spots. So, yeah, give it a week and a half, 2 weeks, maybe. Just, don't go crazy. If you have like a soft coral tank or you have a LPS tank, you could probably get a little bit away with it a little bit quicker, but SPS definitely goes slow. Alpha Fuge eShop Sump. Ever heard of that one? I drilled the BJJ 65 this week, put in eShop's Eclipse Overflow, ordered Bubble Magus Curve 5, break in. Oh, run wide open 14. Oh, okay, break in on the Bubble Magus. Man, you were jumping around on that, Gerald. I didn't know what you were talking about. So when it comes to the Bubble Magus, yeah, you can take the cup off and just run it wide open for about a week or so, you'll notice that the water level will come down in the skimmer when it's broken in. So basically, it's just the break-in process is just kind of getting rid of like the chemicals on the plastic and stuff like that. If you want, you could always wash the skimmer out with vinegar and water, and not straight vinegar, but vinegar and water, and it will help remove those chemicals a little bit quicker off there and increase the speed of the break-in. But yeah, if you just take the cup off and let it run wide open for a week, just understand if there's a lot of splashing on the top of that, you don't want that getting all over the place. It can just be nasty, so keep that in mind. Have I ever heard of the Alpha Fuge eShop sump? I have not, but I can look it up real quick. Alpha Fuge eShop sump. Oh, I see it. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty decent. Not too expensive. I mean, well, depends on which one you got. Damn, they do get pretty expensive. Yeah, I mean the colors. If you like orange, not an orange guy. They do have blue too. The blue looks nice. Not really an orange fan, but yeah, I mean if that works for you, good. Appreciate it. All great tips. I have two 1500 gallon per hour Jebos on random mode facing down in the bottom back corners of my 20 gallon. I did have PO4 dip down to 0.05, and I'm working on getting it back up. I would say most likely it's not the flow then. It's probably just your dip in PO4. So again, yeah, get that back to where you want it, 0.07, 0.15. And yeah, you should be pretty good with that. Polyp extension is a finicky thing. I mean, some days it's good, some days it's not. But as long as you're not bottoming out on your nutrients, you should be pretty good. It cuts you off. Yeah, I noticed that, Gerald. Yeah. Elk ranges between 9 and 8.9.8 to 9.5. Calcium 440, magnesium 1450, nitrates 15. Yeah, nitrates a little high. That's nothing, but 15 ain't. It's not. I mean, 15 is not that bad. I mean, on the grand scheme of high nitrates, it's really not that bad. 3 to 5 ppm is recommended for optimal color, but I mean, 15 is really not that bad. I mean, trust me, I've seen a lot worse. Zoa only frag tank. Yeah, you could drop that down quicker. If it's only Zoa only, yeah, you should be fine. I mean, you'd have to do something pretty drastic to start mounting Zoas, but yeah, you can drop them down. I'm surprised. I mean, if you're not seeing cyano, I mean, the polyp extension must be really good, and the colors must be pretty decent. And an all Zoa frag tank at that high of PO4. I don't know. I mean, if you really want to drop it, you can, but Zoas, they might actually like that and grow better. Food for thought. My skimmer seems to take 2 weeks to break in. When I wipe out the interior, clean the cup. Any solutions? Overflows for weeks on lowest dial, and it resets. Yeah, Jennifer. Like I said before, you can give it a vinegar water bath, and you can kind of scrub it out. The vinegar helps break down any kind of chemicals or oils that might be on it that are causing it to overflow. And also make sure that the section in which you have your skimmer in, the water level is always consistent. Yeah, you never want to put a skimmer in the return section. I mean, some people do because they don't have enough room. At that point, you kind of have to, think about what you want to do. But make sure it's in a section that always has consistent water level. And yeah, just keep the cup off. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to yawn in your ears. But yeah, I told you I'm dying over here. It's only been 18 minutes. So hopefully that helps, Jennifer. I always do a little bit of vinegar bath. I notice when you buy higher end skimmers like Nios, they never have a break-in period. I don't know if it's because they treat the plastic before, or maybe they're using something different. Either way, I've never had a break in a Nios. I bought several of them for clients too, and they never had a break in. Bubble Magnets has only been like a week and a half max maybe to break in. So yeah, I don't know what type of skimmer you have, but yeah, just clean it out. Some vinegar and water. Let me see here. William says, I have what seems to be tiny feather dusters everywhere in my system. Will they irritate my corals or just become nuisance display in the sump? So feather dusters, if they're like white with like red-ish feathers, those are just, I mean, there's really not much you can do about those. They're just part of a healthy system. If you have actual feather dusters, it means your system is doing pretty well. Just like sponges. A lot of people hate the way sponges look, but it's a good indication that you're doing something right. So I mean, if you really want to go in there and knock them off, you can, but they're not going to bother any corals unless they're huge. Like they're the big ones, like the wormy looking ones. Or if they're verminted snails, and that's not a feather duster. So, I mean, I'm sure you know the difference between a verminted snail and a feather duster. So feather dusters, no, I wouldn't worry about it at all. But if you really want to knock them off, you can. They are filter feeders. They're helping the system. They're not doing anything negative, trust me. And they're not going to bother any of your corals. But on the other hand, if they're verminted snails, that might be a different story. So just make sure you're talking about the same thing. Ben says, "Hey Charles, what causes Ophelia coral to leave its skeleton? You mean just like Ophelia in general, like melting from the skeleton?" Well, there's this thing called brown jelly disease, which comes in on, well, I've noticed it in wild colonies of Euphyllia. But when it happens in a tank, it's usually like a bacterial infection. Brown jelly can be pretty crappy. One thing that I mean, I hate to tell people this, and it sucks because Euphyllia takes a while. It's not like SPS that just grows out relatively quickly. Heads of hammer and torch, they take some time, if you're comparing them to SPS at least. But I've noticed that if I get a colony in, and one head starts brown jelly in, I'll cut off the two heads next to it and I'll remove them from the colony and save off the rest. Now I will frag those other two heads, but there's a good chance that the bacteria already spread to those two heads, even though they look fine at the moment. So I'd say, Ben, if you have, say, Ophelia or a hammer and one head is starting to brown jelly, try to cut it off farther down, kind of like we do with STN in hopes of saving the whole colony. And then just isolate those. That means get them out of the tank and don't cut or remove or disturb that coral while there's a lot of flow going on. Because I noticed that if there's a lot of flow, you end up like ripping off chunks of brown jelly and it floats around the tank. And, there's always chances of that landing in back into the colony. And it's just, you don't want to take that. So get rid of it, cut it off, get it out of there, and put it back in. If it heals up from there. But yeah, usually it's brown jelly disease. Other than that, for I've noticed people who have bodophilia and like the heads start popping off, hammers and torches and stuff like that. In those cases, there's usually a water parameter that's definitely off. In most cases, it's alkalinity spikes. At least from what I've noticed, if you're getting major alkalinity spikes, even if it's just a LPS tank, you can stress it out enough to start popping heads off your Ophelia. So, I know your system. I mean, we talked before, Ben. We talked quite a bit. I mean, I think we even did some private stuff like Skype calls at one point. I mean, the face looks familiar. So, I mean, I know your system has got to be pretty decent if we've gone back and forth. So, I would say if you're not getting any major spikes in any kind of water parameters, your nutrients are where they should be. I would say that maybe you just have like some brown jelly disease going on in there, and just do what I said before: pop that stuff off, remove it. But without seeing it, I can't really dive in any farther to help you out. So hopefully that's good. Corey says, it was nice seeing you at the frag swap. Skip the Kate Aquarium in order to WB 320. Gotta wait the 8 weeks though. It's nice meeting you. I met a ton of you guys came out to that frag swap. It was crazy. It wasn't as busy as I thought it was going to be, but you guys came through, and I actually did better at that swap. I almost did as good at that swap that I did at Reefapalooza, which is crazy, right? I don't know if that's wind or rain. I think it's rain. Sounds like rain. But yeah, I mean, I did pretty well at Reefapalooza, but you guys came through and were like super supportive, and I did the 3D printing and everything. It was insane. So hey, I appreciate you coming out. And I don't know when the next swap is. I'm gonna look, but hopefully I'll be able to hit that. I'm gonna try to get Reefapalooza New York when the next one comes up. I'm not to sell, but just to go hang out, meet some of you guys. Skimmer needs slime buildup for it to work. Don't clean it too good. Yeah, that might be the opposite too. The slime buildup. Yeah, I mean, I always just do on skimmers that are not NIOS. I just do the vinegar cleanup, and it gets all the oils and excess crap off the skimmer, and it works fine. But hey, you can try Murphy stuff too. Everybody does different stuff. Hey, brother, hope all is well in your neck of the woods. Hey, it's decent. We've got a little bit of snow. I was kind of hoping for some more. I'm a big snow guy. Now, I did have to do I don't know if any of you guys have mud tires on your trucks. Either way, I went and did the wheel bearing on the truck yesterday. $600 for a wheel bearing. One wheel bearing. I'm like, man, this blows. And then the month before, I did $1,000 on the radiator because some rock in Harrisburg went right through the radiator. I'm like, oh, this is fun too. Either way, it's got 200,000 miles on it, so it's kind of, it's there. But I'm going to rotate the tires tomorrow because the front left tire, the tread is just super loud. Like, it's crazy loud. And, I changed the wheel bearing out, and the wobble's gone. I mean, it drives better, but the sound is still there. So I don't know. Maybe if rotating the tires will help. I mean, they're big, beefy mud tires, and I just don't remember them being that loud. But, yeah, so I'm going to do that tomorrow and see what happens. I have that trip. I'm going to be driving like 3 hours like at 1 o'clock in the morning on Friday, something like that. It's going to be or Saturday. It's going to be a heck of a drive. And I don't want the truck to not make it. Thanks. Large octo. Okay. Reef octopus. How quickly would you recommend to raise PO4 to bring it up to 0.1 from 0.5? I mean, you could do that over a few days. I mean, that's not a ton to go up. So, I mean, you can do it over a few days. I mean, you got a smaller system too. I wouldn't worry about it. Maybe the caliper. I just had the calipers changed and the brake. I had the same side. The brake caliper had to be replaced and the brake pads because it seized up. So that's done. So the caliper is completely done, brand new. Or the disc might be bent. Hey, that might be it too. I mean, at this point, the only thing left to fix on the front left would be the tie rod and the disc, right? I don't know. Ball joint. I just changed out the bearing, like the wheel bearing. I don't know what's out. I mean, I don't know a lot about vehicles. I know that they're expensive as shit. The disc might be off. Yeah, I'll check and see what they say. I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out. I'm going to do the rotation because I was running really low air for a while. So I'm going to do the rotation on the tires tomorrow and see if it helps. If I switch, a back tire, the back right to the front left, and it's still loud, then we know that it's not the tire, right? So we know it's something else. So just process of elimination before I start throwing more money at it. No, I didn't do the wheel bearing myself. Usually mud tires, terrain tires, cup to lack of rotation, lose suspension parts. I'd say your tire maybe, hence the noise. Yeah, I mean, I did not do the wheel bearing myself. No, I paid labor for that joker. It was expensive. It was like $400 for the wheel bearing and like $200 for labor. It's ridiculous. But yeah, tight tie rod and ball joints should be good. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have them look at it and see. I mean, worst case scenario, I have to spend some more money. At this point, if it comes down to it, I mean, as long as the tire's not falling off, I'll deal with the noise before I drop another $600. At this point, as long as the tire doesn't pop the frig off, I'm good. I'll deal with it. I'll just roll the window up and turn that music up. That's what you guys do. You just, if something's going on with your car, you just roll the windows up and turn the music up. It's like it's not even real, right? Yeah, we'll see. Let me get down here. Some peppermint shrimp will eat the feather dusters. That is true. They will. They sure will. What's worse, grabbing the bristle worm or stabbing your finger with a verminous nail? Well, if you stab your finger with a verminous nail and you get under the nail, if the snail gets under the nail, that's pretty shitty. I've had that happen. Oh, God, that sucks. That's like, have you ever got a splinter underneath your nail? Man, that's no bueno. I think I said that right. Either way, it sucks. But I don't know. Bristle worms, they don't really bother me. I mean, I've never been stung by a real big one. So who knows? Let's see who the hell's blowing up my phone. Yeah, okay. Not brown jelly. Yes, heads popping off. Yeah, double check your water parameters, Ben. Maybe you got a spike in elk or something. And then use multiple test kits like we mentioned before. Any issues with the 50-gallon low boy? Heard issues of too much weight in the bottom giving out. David, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm probably never going to buy another low boy, only because I've gone through so many of them. I broke a lot of them, and let me just, I'm not trying to diss them. They work pretty well if you don't have people leaning on them, you don't have people messing with them, and you're not banging them off the side of the door jamb, or dropping them on cement. As long as you're not doing that stuff, they work out pretty good. I've never had one blow out while it was in. Now, I will tell you right now that I did go to rotate the nozzle for my output, my return line, and it cracked the back of one of my low boys. So they're not very strong, but David, I mean, if you could find an alternative with thicker glass, do it. But if you're on a budget and you don't have, and it's going to be in a place where you're not going to have like kids hanging on it or people in there messing with them, then yeah, low boys are fine. Just make sure the stand is not crooked as shit, and you'd be good to go. Yeah. Gerald, return lines, 3/4 inch, right? Yeah, you can do 3/4 inch. I mean, if you have like a 220 plus, maybe 1 inch returns, but yeah, 3/4 is fine. Should I drill or plumb it over the top? Drill it for sure. Over the top, you already drilled the overflow. Why would you not drill the returns? Drill the returns. Will the holes drill? Yeah. Yeah, they'll drill. Yeah, just drill them. That close to the top of the edge. Well, don't do it too close to the edge, top of the edge. I mean, come down to give you a chance to put the bulkhead in and all that stuff. Um, Cactus, my dad's Chippewa. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're saying now. But yeah, just when you drill it, just make sure you have room for the bulkhead. You know, trust me, I've drilled tanks too close to the seam, and then you have to cut the plastic off the seam, the rim, to get it to fit. Man, back in the day, the mistakes I've made drilling tanks. Ugh. But it's all called lessons learned. It isn't raining here in Hershey yet. Huh, it's raining. I can hear it on the deck now. Yeah, it's raining now. Yeah, Hershey. I love Hershey, man. I don't want to pay to live there, but I mean, I'm a big chocolate fan. Maybe it's the caliber. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Bentis. We talked about that already. Yeah, I'll have them look at it. I mean, we'll do the rotation tomorrow and see what happens. Yeah, wheel bearing. If it's all nice and tight, the tie rod and ball joint should be good. Yeah, I mean, it's not wobbling anymore. I mean, it's just loud, like just loud. I don't know how to explain other than like even when I'm going slow, like you could feel like they're mud tires. So even if you're creeping along, you can feel like this truck shaking because of the tread on the tires, and it's just loud. I mean, I don't know. I can't get to the driver's side while I'm driving, and I don't have anybody here to drive. So maybe I'll see if I can find somebody to drive the truck and hear if the other side is loud. But I rolled down the window and I didn't hear it. So we'll see. Hello, bro. I dropped some decent coin on a coral auction. Home wrecker and nice Ghani's. Seller mixed up my order with someone else's. Poor guy is gonna resend it next week and let me have the free coral. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, someone said do coral auctions, man. I don't know, man. I don't think I can add another thing to my plate. And coral auction's just not I couldn't do that right now. It's a cool idea. It's just not something I can swing right now. Make sure the tire rotation is correct. Same, some mud tires have directional arrows. Yeah, these guys don't. I double checked that. I rotated them before. They don't have directional arrows. They're non-directional. And I was gonna take the two back ones and go straight to the front, and then I was going to take take the back ones, so the back left and move it to the front right, and the back right and move it to the front left. So my usual rotation should be pretty good. When will you do the 3D carbon air filter video? It's on the list, man. It's on the list. I have them printed out and everything. It's just I'm hoping soon, man. This month, I'll tell you, December, I got a lot of stuff going on. It's a very big month for me on my personal side, on my normal, like, outside work and life. This is a big month for me. So, I'm going to do the Q&As, definitely get those done. But when it comes to like deep, like videos and DIYs and stuff like that, I'm not going to have the brain function to be able to process that. So it's a pretty big month for me. So I'm going to be preoccupied, but, yeah. And, yeah, so that's about all I can give you on that one, but I will do my best to get that video out soon. It's always raining in Oregon. Every time I think of Oregon, I think of that video game Oregon Trail where we played in grade school. And I love that computer class. It was like a class, like a computer class. And we just played Oregon Trail on a computer. Like, we didn't do anything else. And I'll tell you, when I went to high school, I went to typing class. That was pretty cool. Learned how to type. That was probably one of the most beneficial skills I got. You got a Jeep? It's normal. No, I ain't got a Jeep. It's a truck. It's a F-150 Lariat crew. But it's got 200,000 miles on it, man. I mean, I paid it off. So when I first bought it, I had a really high interest rate because it was like the first loan I got in a long time. So I paid it off in 6 months. And thanks to you guys supporting the channel. So I paid that entire truck off in 6 months. And then I put a bunch of crap in it, like aftermarket stuff, just because if you guys have been around for a while, you've seen what it looked like before. And shit, man, I might have some pictures here. But yeah, let me see if I can pull them up. Personal. I'm in my Google Drive here. Truck. I think I do. Okay, so that is, I'll show you guys that picture too. That's crazy. I'll show you guys my first accident. I'll show you that first, and I'll show you what my truck looked like. So when I got back from basic training, Let me download this picture. I was driving a truck that I got for like $300, and then I got in an accident. Like I was going around the corner, and I was speeding. I had to pay a stupid fine for that. So I went off a 30-foot cliff. Shit you not, got caught in between the trees, upside down. It caught on fire while I was in there. And I don't even remember what happened. All I know is that I somehow kicked the glass out and got out, climbed up the hill, and dialed 911 and waited for the fire department to come. That was that truck right there, a little Dodge something. That was my very first truck I had. I had it for like 2 weeks and drove that bitch off a cliff. Off a cliff. And yeah, I was like 2 weeks out of basic training too. That was nuts. Man, that sucked. I had to pay a crappy ass fine for that too. But yeah, let me exit this somehow. And I'll show you guys the build that I did for my truck. Let me get out of here. So truck build. So this is what it looked like before. I guess this is a good enough picture. So much for reefing. How many people are still here? Shit, 47. Okay, man. Okay, so this is what my truck looked like before. So this is F-150 Lariat. It's got like the brown on there. It's okay. I mean, we gotta do the veterans giveaway. Let me get this done and we'll go veterans giveaway. So this is what it looked like before. And then I dropped, I don't know, like, I hate to admit it, but I dropped like $9,000 in it. Cause I did. And then this is what it looked like now. If I can pull up the picture. Truck. Download. So this is what it looks like now. So this is the front. Download. Now. So it looks totally different. And then the back. Download. Oop, that's a dick pic. So yeah, not too bad, right? I mean, that's a pretty decent build. I did the tires, I did the front bumpers, back bumpers, the side skirts. I did vinyl down here, the back, new tail lights, tinted it, front headlights. Did the front bumper, did the lighting there, the grill, the front headlights. Yeah. So I spent a lot of money on that. Because I was like, well, I want it to look like a Raptor, but I don't feel like spending the extra money. So that's what I did. Yeah, that truck, I got jacked up in that truck so bad. But yeah, I survived, which is nice. Now let's go to do the veterans giveaway because I'm not paying attention. Jeez, yeah, I feel bad for anybody who waited. Anyway, so let's go ahead and do that. So right now, these are all the names of people who joined the monthly Veterans Coral giveaway. Who won last month? I don't remember, but I will double check. Okay, so what's going to happen is every month I'm going to take the names and put them on this wheel of spinning here, and I'm going to click on it, and then the winner is going to get 10 free frags shipped within the United States. Now, if you want to enter this giveaway, all you have to do is either contact me via the website chat or at fishofhex@gmail.com, and you submit a proof of service, either a military ID or a DD-214, but make sure you cross out your social security number, date of birth, stuff like that. I don't need that. I just need the name and proof of service. And then you'll be added to this and you never get taken off. You can win every other month. You just can't win every month. So let's go ahead and click and see who won this month. Okay, who we got here? Marcus. There you go. I would say your last name, but I don't know. So here's the deal, dude. Reach out to me. If I don't hear from you, I'll email you. All right. Congratulations and good luck to everybody for next month. We will we'll do it again, of course. And again, if you want to be added to this, hit me up. Okay. Yeah. Let's go and move on. Man, I did that at 40 minutes in. Sorry, I said 15, but I messed it up. Oh, here's the guy's question here. Did I miss anybody? Nope. Okay. How have your Jebao powerheads been holding up? Recently purchased a few PP15s and like them so far. Just worried how they'd hold up, as I know the quality of them has took a dump. Well, knock on desk here. They're still going. My 60s are still going, or 40s and 60s, I think they are. I am losing one probably every 8 months right now, which is, I guess, pretty good. So I used to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 power heads in this tank. And I think I'm down to like four right now. So yeah, they're okay. I mean, I haven't bought them recently. I haven't bought them in a while. So, I mean, I guess just kind of just make sure they stay cleaned. And from what I was told, you can't go below 30%. It starts messing with the pump. But a lot of people do it anyways. I just don't go below 30%. So that's on you. I'd assume the mechanic that did your wheel bearing checks stuff out. I'd guess it's just the treat tread on your tire. We use swampers on our work vehicles. Once they start to cup, they're just loud. So what do you mean by cup? Can you explain that? I mean, I'm going to look and see what you mean, but I don't know what you mean by cup. I know I was running really low air pressure for a while because I'll tell you a lesson that I learned with tires. These wheels came with the metal lug nut, not lug nuts, but the metal air caps. Dumbest thing in the world. Can anybody guess what happened? Can anybody guess? They seized up, so I couldn't put any air in my tires for the longest time. And thankfully, I went to Tire Plus, and they just did it for free. They fixed it, put new valve stems in for free. I was like, wow, appreciate that. So, yeah, never buying those again. But, yeah, I guess you could put, like, anti-seize on them or something. How about anti-not use them? Anyways, yes, old Mac computers. And that game is literally floppy disk. Yeah, I love Oregon Trail. They should make an updated version of that. I love that game. I don't know what about it. It was just so addictive. Anyways, I noticed your B-roll footage for background. You got a random air bubble surge. I weirdly like that because it appears natural. Was that intentional? I used to run the power heads a little bit higher for that because I like the bubbles going through the tank. And yeah. Before I actually had different overflows too, so they would clog up and the water level would always be different in the tank. So they don't do that now. I got the new ones. They don't do that now. But yeah, so the power heads were always doing that when the water level was low, and then it would clog up and it would get high. And but yeah, I like it. It just happens. Floppy disk. LOL, kids be like, "What's that?" Floppy disk. I remember I used to keep a stack of them, like they were like organized. Like, oh, I got one file on this one. I missed that. I miss playing with them too, like in class. They like the little spring in the metal, and you just play with it and like flick it back and forth, and then you get yelled at for flicking the spring. Yeah. Yeah, the truck turned out pretty good. I did that a couple years, 3 years back, 4 years. I don't know. It's been a while since I've done it. But yeah, it was a pretty good build. I mean, I got the truck relatively cheap. I think I got the truck. It had 150 or 140,000 miles on it, something like that. And I got it for like 18, I want to say. Nothing crazy. And it looked good. I mean, you saw it. It actually had like a metal front brace on it, which with some lighting, which was on there before. It turned out, I mean, it was a nice truck when I got it, and mileage was pretty decent. It was in my budget range, and I knew I could pay that off relatively quickly, but I wanted it to look better. So I spent the money. And that bumper, man, I'll tell you right now, I've smacked some stuff with that. And I mean, I've gotten that thing wrapped around trees, and it holds up, man. It works for sure. I had to replace the lights. I had to put new HIDs in, but other than that, it's pretty good stuff. I have almost the same truck, same headlights, taillights, and Raptor grill. Yeah, they're pretty decent. I mean, they're not cheap. I'll tell you right now, those taillights and headlights are between the two like $1,000. The grill, I don't remember. I think it was like $250 or something. And that was a pain in the ass to put in too. But yeah, I did I built that whole thing in my in my complex. I was like, whatever. I just put it up on the thing there. And then I think the offset is like -19 or something. I got those wheels from customoffsets.com. Wheels and tires came in together. Stupid heavy though, like really heavy. When I go get work done on it, they're like, these are the heaviest tires ever. So the gas mileage went from like 26 to right now I get like 11, 13. So it looks cool, but it sucks for gas. Like it's bad. Like it's real bad. It's like $20 a day to drive that thing. And since it's wintertime, I mean, the car is in storage, so I'm kind of forced to drive the truck all the time now. But yeah, it's probably cheaper to just do an Uber. Cup tread. If you run your hand along the tread, it will be worn at an angle. Each little tread lug will be high on one side and low on the other. Okay, I'll check that out. And that's just in rotating it won't fix it. I mean, I don't know. This is supposed to be Saltwater chat. We're in here talking about trucks and shit. But yeah, we're about the end of this anyways. Yeah, if you guys have anything else you want to say, feel free to put it in there. We ran out of questions. And yeah, so guys, wish me luck this weekend. Because I definitely would like to get 2 deer this weekend. 2 deers, as my kids would say. Bam, some deers. And yeah, hopefully I want a buck, but hopefully it's nothing crazy big because then I'll have to get it mounted and I'll have to spend $800 on that. So that'll be my luck. I'll go out there in like a 14 pointer, just walk out in front of me and be like, oh, I guess I will. And then I'll have to get it mounted. But yeah, anyways, I think that's it. I appreciate you guys being here. We had quite a few people come in. And if you like this content, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I guess YouTube removed the thumbs down, which is why would you get rid of the thumbs down? Like now I have no reason to go to other people's channels to thumbs down their videos. I mean, what's the point now? No. I guess they did it because they didn't want smaller channels to get spammed with thumbs down. I'll tell you what I think. I think they did it because they didn't want these stupid videos that are all like pro one way and everybody comes in and bombs it. And now you don't know if it, not, like when you see a video and it's got a ton of thumbs downs, the video sucks and you shouldn't listen to it and you shouldn't watch it, right? So now you can't even see that stuff. So now I just have to assume that the 150 likes on that video was pretty good and not see the 2,000 dislikes that actually represent the quality of it. Whatever. I'm going to go off on the tangent here. Once your tires start cupping, they will never wear even anymore. That's cool, dude. I mean, the tires are, I'll be honest with you, my truck is a lot lower than it was. The tires are not what they look like in the pictures. They are half that. There's like the tread is naked. So it is what it is. I'll have to get some new ones. I'm actually probably just going to get different rims anyways that are not heavy. We'll see. Would you recommend an AI Nero 3s for my 20-gallon space tank? Yeah, why not? Those are pretty good pumps. Thanks to Caleb for that. Yeah, why not? I mean, 20-gallon tank, yeah. I mean, I don't know how many you want to put in there. Maybe one on each side. That'll be fine. No, rotating will not fix it once it hits that point. But if you rotate it to the rear, it maybe will be a bit more quiet. Yeah, I'm going to take it to the rear, directly straight back and see. Yeah, that's what she said. Thumbs down is still there. It's there, but you can't see how many. Like the button is there. Like if I go to, like, let's go to my favorite YouTuber's video here. YouTube. Let me go ahead and go here. Let's go here. So if I click on the most recent video. Oops. Oh, he already takes them off anyways. Damn it. So let's go find somebody else who doesn't take them off. I forgot he always has his YouTube videos already with it off. Let's see. Let's go and pick here. I'm not gonna downvote you. Vote you, Don Shipley. See, like I watch this guy all the time. So I'm not gonna dislike it. I always like this guy's stuff. But you can see like you got this here, but the dislike button doesn't show you how many dislikes. So you could, maybe. I mean, he doesn't have a lot, but imagine he had like 5,000 dislikes, right? So, anyways, kudos to Don, man. I love these guys' videos. I watch them all the time. Okay. So you get what I'm saying about that? So the button's there, but you just can't see how many. Biden was getting too many thumbs down straight up. Well, don't get me going on that shit, man. I gotta not be political. People get offended. And plus, I'll tell you right now, when I post stuff on Instagram and it is not the right direction politically, like 100 subs gone. Gone. I'm like, all right. So yeah, it is what it is. Custom Offset's got great wheels and tire packages, shipped, mounted, balanced to your door. Great deals. Yeah. The only thing that happened is the balancing on one of mine wasn't on there. Like it fell off, but I just put it back in. I just taped it back in or sticking it back in. But yeah, the Custom Offset's got some great stuff. Plus, you get to see all the pictures of everything in there. And AmericanTrucks.com, I believe, out of Pennsylvania, is where I got all my aftermarket stuff, if you're all wondering. Tires, unless you do a lot of off-roading. Yeah. I just like the way they look. And honestly, I can't wait for it to be nasty outside because I just take it off. Like I'm the guy that drives on the road and then sees a giant puddle and drives off the road to go through the puddle and then back on the road. In appropriate areas, of course, nothing illegal. And I love the snow. And even though they're mud tires, they are super fun in the snow, like really fun in the snow. Are you still growing, branching, hiding it for? I am. It's on a disc though, so I'm not really growing a lot of it, but it's growing. My coral selection is low, but I I still have quite a bit of coral though. I just don't have a lot of different corals, which I'm working on fixing. But other than that, guys, we've been chatting about a whole bunch of random stuff, and we've been doing it for about 50 minutes. So I appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully you enjoyed the live stream. It wasn't so much water related. It was kind of random topic related, but hey, it's okay. I'm going to start doing the background video and being on camera. What I might do is I got this green screen. So I might do like Pornhub in the back while I'm trying to while I'm watching. I'm just playing. I'll probably do some like green screen stuff, or maybe we'll be in outer space while I'm doing a live stream. Maybe we'll be on somebody else's video and commentating on his live stream while I'm doing a live stream, watching his live stream. Whatever. We'll see what happens. But yeah, point is, I'm probably going to be on camera to do live streams in the future. Just got to work on these gains, man. Got to work on these gains. Getting skinny as shit, fitting in clothes that I haven't fit in a long time. But anyways, guys, yeah, I'll talk to you guys more about the BJJ fights. I have 5 fights January 22nd in Maryland. Pretty excited about that. Like really excited. Like we're going down as a whole team, as a bunch of us. So pretty excited about that. Been training really hard, and yeah, I'll give you guys more information as we get close to that. But wish me luck, man. If I get that weight, it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts, dude. Fucking fighting that weight. Last question. I'm heading out. Ryan's Reef says, what lights are you running on the 300-gallon reef? I'm running 8 XR15s and 8 T5 bulbs, 4 Blue Plus and 4 Actinic. That's it, guys. I'll see you guys. Yeah, run Pornhub in the background. Yeah. Anyways, guys, that's it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And I'm on a live stream, so that's not my ending. I hope you guys have a good week, and I will see you later with some more videos. Sunday, new video. All right. Peace.